Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host Sandeep Pednekar, and you're watching One Universe, the show based on the non-profit One Universe that fosters positivity through the promotion of love, peace, and harmony. And as you can see, today we have lots of guests, which is not that common on our show, but there is a very good reason we have so many on the show today. Is because all of these guests are promoting love, peace, and harmony. And this love, peace, and harmony is being promoted through art, through the art of movies, through the art of the small screen, OTT, as we call it right now. And we are doing a phenomenal job. And I say we because apart from these good artists and actors, I want to share with you guys that I am also part of this phenomenal journey. And this journey is named the Chief of Nash Valley. So I'm asking everybody to mention their names and a short introduction, but we are going to talk about each and every single individual who has put time and efforts into making this journey a phenomenal success. And you might say, what is phenomenal success? We are going to talk about that, why it's a phenomenal success. So, starting from my immediate left,
Joan Wilkes.
Benjamin Lewis,
Andre Segrist,
Carolyn Kent.
and Lonnie Coleman.
so ladies and gentlemen, this is the phenomenal crew, and this is just 1/5 of the crew. There are so many who couldn't attend today because everybody has so many things going on, and we take time from our things that we do, our work, our businesses, and take time to make the movie a success. So the one sitting right in the center is Andre Segrist. He is the brainchild of this phenomenal movie, and there are series of movies and episodes. So, Mr. Segrist,
yes.
please tell us about yourself.
Well, not much to tell. I'm just a simple everyday guy. Um, I like doing stage plays, of
Mhm.
course. I like movies. Before going any further, I just want to say my hats will forever always be off to these two right here, Miss
Mhm.
Carolyn Kent and Lonnie Coleman.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time back in, I think, 2013, 14, somewhere around about there.
Mm-hmm.
I used to go and watch them perform doing Black Soap. And I had a complete admiration and desire to want to be on stage with them.
Mhm.
And I finally had the opportunity to get to know them. And I want to say thanks to Flo Roach for giving me the opportunity back during that time.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and being Green, he couldn't be here today because he's busy. And Kenneth Farmer, they were also a part of Black Soap. So I just want to say they poured so much into me and inspired me to want to go further and do more in the field, in the art of acting. So that's what I did. So it was one night, I believe it was about
Oh,
four.
I want to say something to our audience. So, when we watch movies or when we go and see a stage play, we see that, oh, these are the actors, and in our minds we know that, oh my, Brad Pitt, woo baby, or this actor or this actress. And now, as you can see, the person we idolize on screen or on stage, now they're sitting next to him.
Yeah.
So you are sitting next to people who you have admired, and now they are in your show and in your movie.
Mm-hmm.
So
Most
that
definitely.
is so good. I'm just thinking of how wonderful feeling you might have had.
Yes.
So thank you, and I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, please go ahead and continue.
So as I was saying, I feel like they poured so much into me.
Mm-hmm.
They inspired me to want to do better and go further.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, I believe it was. This thought came across me. It was like an anointing, and I was touched on the shoulder and
Mm-hmm.
it said, "Get up! I got you. Got to get up and do this right now.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do it right now." So anyway, I started putting things together, started writing things, and I started coming up with people in my mind that I did some stage plays with. I may have had a conversation with them or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
and they popped into my mind as I was putting these things together as to how it would work and what type of character they would actually play
Mm.
in the film. So it just went on. It went on from there, and I'm so grateful for what I have done and what I know is to come, especially with having such committed people
Hmm.
that I have so far that are doing this film with me. I'm very proud right now.
Thank you. And me being a part of this, I know I'm grateful uh, to you, Andre, for being a part of this. I'm playing a police detective, and as you heard, the chief is the chief of a police department in the place called Nash Valley, uh, in the state of Texas. And this is a made-up place, but the Texas state is, of course, exists. But everything that has happened in the movie is made up, and it's a story scripted and written by Andre Segrist. So I want everybody to start from you, ma'am. Tell us, what are you playing in the movie and what do you like about it?
I am playing an undercover cop, a homeless woman by the name of Sam. And Sam is not really homeless, but she's sort of spying on everybody, not just people on the street, but people in the office, other detectives. And when Sam comes off the street, she is introduced as Detective Rochelle Steele, but the other detectives know her
As a
the
homeless
homeless
person, they
lady.
don't,
But
nobody
yeah,
knows
but
about
she's
it.
not really she's not really a homeless lady. And I love my part. I thank God that Andre gave me an opportunity to act. I did a little bit in college, a little bit in the military, but that was it. I met him and on a trip, on a cruise, and he told me a little bit about what he does. And I said, "Oh, I think I can act. I think I can make a real good crackhead or a crazy person." And I said, "If you ever need anybody," I said, I can do it." And I said, "Free." I said, "I do it free." And he said, "Okay, well, I'm gonna keep that in mind." And I was so shocked and happy when my husband said that he got a text, and he said Andre is writing you into his movie. And I said, "Oh, I must have made a good impression on him." And I said, "Oh, can I do this?" But I just thank God for the opportunity. And from the moment I got on the set with the other people, I just loved it. I love you people. I love working with you. And you
Good, we love you
encourage
back.
me. You encourage me. Yeah.
All right. So Ben, what is your take? What are you playing and why do you like it?
I'm playing Sweet Money Mac.
Now that is a name that Andre has made up. So that's a really good name.
Yes, and it went right in line with the character that I was creating called Willie Lee Leewes.
Mm-hmm.
And they when he said it, I was like, man, that is perfect. How did you know?
Oh no! Oh wow!
But he's that guy. He's that guy that used to be into everything, and he's kind of in the streets. He's in the streets, and he's still kind of dibble and dab in it, but he's trying to keep his nose clean. But he's because of what he's been doing. Police always got is on alert for him, so I got to be prepared to try to keep my nose clean.
Okay. All right. We'll come back to you, Andre. Carolyn, the character that you play and what do you like about her?
I am Mrs. Sheila Ray Johnson, which is Spencer Johnson's wife.
And Spencer Johnson is Andre.
Is the
Please
chief.
get that character.
He's the chief. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, it was a dream come true for me. I have been in movies movies for a lot of years, but as an extra only because I could not get an agent. They said women my age and of my color, they're filled up with them. They didn't need any more here in the city. So my husband and I talked about it and said, I've never known you to just settle. You're always relentless about what you have a passion for. So basically, I think I saw Lonnie and Ben. I'm not sure of that, or just Lonnie. And he said something about he was going over to Andre. Andre had bought cameras and he was filming. I said, you tell that mister that I better hear from him. And sure enough, he gave me a call a couple days and asked me about being the chief's wife. I was so excited because this gives me an opportunity for two things. Number one, it gives me an opportunity to be a part of a chief who said from the very beginning, everything that he does, he puts God first. So he goes through a lot of different things. There are a lot of twists and turns, things going on. So that gives the audience a chance to look at what he's working to produce. And if you just think back to Tyler Perry and all of that group, they sat around like we're doing, the few people, and began to go to work. So as he comes up with these ideas, then we do that. Number two, it gives me a chance to see myself on the screen and critique myself. That's why it's such a dream come true, because this is my passion. So basically, I want to see the good and the bad. How can I correct it? What can I do? And I'm just looking, and as we pray, looking in the future for him to just move above and beyond because he's putting God first. So thank you, Andre, for the opportunity.
Yes, ma'am.
Lonnie?
Well, I played the one of the detectives as well, and of course, right alongside of you, and in support of the chief.
The chief, yeah.
So when Andre made mention of doing this right here, I've always noticed his hard work ethic, especially when he joined us in Black Soap, which is under Altaro Theater. And I noticed even after that, he had this drive about him that really that amazed me. That's why I definitely didn't mind being a part of this project that he's doing now. And so even as he put this detective piece together in support of the chief and how analyzed so many different crime scenes, things of this nature, and then engrafted some things, within this one little family member, which is called his daughter.
Yeah,
supposed to be his daughter, right? So,
oh wow!
So all this right here is unfolding, throughout this movie, right? And so it just further intrigued me to continue to see where he's going with this right here, along with so many others, and seeing how she's acting crazy, and Sweet Money Mac, and the things that he's doing, and now to hear her role, and some of the things that she's doing underneath the slide. So this right here is some things that I know. I know he's so driven to make this happen. So I'm really, really proud to be a part of this project, as a detective, and just really want to see where it goes from here.
Okay. So as I said, Andre is the brainchild of this project. He came up with the theme. He came up with the storyline. He does the script. He acts. He's the lead character. He directs also. He does the editing of it as well. He gets help from, sometimes I have helped him in the past with the editing and all of that. He has hired some people to do some editing, but he does all of it. But I mention his name as Andre, but at times all of us call him the chief. In our text group text, when we said, hey chief, even when we are doing the filming of it, and we take takes after takes, we all call him the chief. So chief,
Yes.
Now talk about the character that you're playing.
Well, you see the chief um, in the department that he runs. There are so many connections as to what happens and occurs that affect him, and not only him, but the people that he is associated with. Uh, like his wife, um, the grandchild, um, the other people that are in the office. There's such a connection with the community as well as his personal life and his family life. And that's some of the things that inspired me to want to do the film, so people can actually see what what happens to a person that is in charge of something,
Mm.
and how they're so connected and how they're so affected by some of the things they do because they wear the gun and the badge. Those people can be affected by so many different things, and it's just a split second moment.
Mm.
So I want the movie to inspire people, lift people up, and I also want them to understand the reality of what can and what will happen. You know what I mean? And always remember too is that you got to keep God in everything you do, and that's something I've always heard from Denzel Washington. So I'm not ashamed to say, I'm proud to say that I mentioned him in the film.
Yes, 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 you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, I'm talking about art and artists who are very well recognized in the world. So they are most of the times and always they are the heroes that we see on screen. But what they say off screen in life also has an impact on us,
Yes.
right? So, and that had an impact on you. But using art and a movie as a medium to inspire others, to send that message of God, to send the message of sometimes us being an ordinary person who does extraordinary things in circumstances that come, is a phenomenal impact on everybody who watches the movies. And this is a movie that definitely does that. We have not commercially gone out with the movies, but I want to take us to a different level. We are going to be talking about the movie and so many parts of the movies, the storyline, and talk about it. But there is something that is extraordinary that is gone beyond. Andre has taken time and efforts into reaching out to several film festivals all over the world. And I want to say the number of awards that this movie has won, but I will give that credit of mentioning it to Andre. Andre, what is the number of international awards that the movie has received until now?
About 137.
Only.
Only
Only
137.
137.
Yeah.
Ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, do you know why all of us are so happy to be proud of this project? This is a wonderful achievement. 137 international awards. So this is phenomenal. We are so happy. But um, you all of you have mentioned what is it that you play and why. Let allow me to mention it too. I play a police detective, and I play. I'm a brown guy, and I play Julio Sanchez, a Hispanic police detective in the movie. And we do so many things, right? We have been working on it for almost 2 years now, on
Yeah.
the movie, and so many parts. Now the movies have so many parts, and we're going to come up with episodes. But I love what my character is. We all of us are having small roles in the movies, and we know we come there for like 4 or 5 hours, and we end up on screen having a few seconds of um, us being on screen. But the impact that those few seconds has is worth those 4 or 5 hours of us putting in that weekend, one day, we can be meeting Saturday for 5 hours, then Sunday for 5 hours, and the time and effort. But you are the one who puts in time and efforts and brain. Uh, even at night, you put everything together. So talk about that.
Well, editing is
We'll get to editing also, because editing, oh my goodness, I know. But talk about the storyline, the beginning of that. So
well the
writing the
storyline.
script.
I don't want to give a lot of it away,
Mm-hmm.
but the storyline deals with, as I said earlier, there's a chief in a small town, and his son. He has a son who that was adopted at the age of 13, and he was subsequently one night out driving, and he was killed. Um, and that was a very painful thing uh, for me to have to tell to my wife. And as you look at the film, it will talk about that was a difficult thing for me. If I loved her so much, where it's to the point to where let me find out, let me be the one to absorb that first, and share that pain with my wife, because um, I'm playing a character, but what you see is real. Because like she tells me in the film that I want to try to help and protect everybody. So that lets me know how much she watches and she knows my heart.
Mm.
She wants to protect me too, because she loves me, and I think you're able to see the love that they have for one another and how protective he is about his wife. Because I think that's what husbands do. The
Mm-hmm.
same thing that I think that women do for their husbands.
Mm-hmm.
So the realness of the film, it's like Flo always told us, and I got that from them when I joined Black Soap.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it real, make it real. I don't want to make a film that's fake.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to make a film to degrade or disrespect anyone, all at the
Mm-hmm.
same time.
Mm-hmm.
I want people to know that there's a higher power than us,
Mm-hmm.
that here on earth, and you ask God to give you strength, um, and carry you through some of those difficult times,
Mm-hmm.
because it actually exists for us
Mm-hmm.
all. I want to make a film that can touch the hearts of people, from all ages, all audience, all colors. It does not matter,
Mm-hmm.
because I think that what I've seen so far with us making the film
Mm-hmm.
is that look what we can do when we all come together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the kind of director of a film where everything I say go.
Mm-hmm.
I want to listen and get some insight and some input, because in doing that in my spare time, when I can do it, I take advantage of that and try to make the best of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a full time job, um, and I'm looking to, with everything that I do, I give it my all. You know, I care about everybody that comes there, film.
Mm-hmm.
I value their time away from their family that they give up to come there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have any time to waste, not only for myself and not for them at all. No. So I appreciate them all.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate everything that they do, and the commitment that they made, and the time that they take away from their families to try and put this project together, because without them it does not exist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a part of it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just a heartbeat of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I got all these other connecting vessels that are very
Mm-hmm.
important, and without them it does not exist. So I appreciate them.
Okay. So this is so wonderful, and it goes really deep. And we are going to ask you, especially and talk about editing, but you mentioned the underlying force. Uh, Talk about the thoughts and ideas that come to you, that you say, okay, this is what I want to bring in the movie, in the script. So talk about your thought process.
So my thought process sometimes is that when I'm sitting there, I'm looking at it, and I ask myself questions. Is this believable? Is this what people would really want to know?
Okay.
Is this really what they want to see? Does this really make sense? Does it, the continuity of it, does it really, is it there as it should be?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking all the time. I can be sitting having a conversation with someone,
Mm-hmm.
and my mind is probably, I'm with you, but then I'm thinking about the film and trying to make that believable too. So my mind is all over. I'm a thinking person. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
thinking man.
Mm-hmm.
And this project is one of the top of things that are at the top of my agenda.
Very nice. And before talking about editing, just talk about the filming process. I mean, people see films, they know, okay, this is what happened with these actors, the directors, and the videographer, and all of that. But what about this film? Share something again. The idea is not to give the movie script and uh, the the intricacies of the movies, but just talk about the filming process when we come there for the shoot. Talk about that.
So that can sometimes be where my mind is set and the script is done as to where I have it planned and it's going to work out this way.
Mm-hmm.
But there are times when if one person does not show up,
Mm-hmm.
it changes it all. So I have my dilemmas at times with trying to make the film what it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, this is not our full time job. This is something that we all volunteer to do.
True.
And there are times when certain aspects of the film, um, when we're on set, and I have my mindset as it's going to go this way or that way, but then there are some things they may change. But I have to make and ensure that what I'm doing it makes sense and it falls into line
Mm-hmm.
for what it is that we're trying to accomplish and convey to our audience.
Okay. Yes, thank you. So I want to add that there have been many instances where sometimes we need five, six, seven characters for the movie, and there are some people who have something going on, and they say, "Oh, I cannot show up." So I have seen that at the last minute there had to be some changes made because one of those characters don't show up. So you played by the ear, and we all do, but you take it. And I also want to highlight one of the good things that we have is that there is a script. Everybody gets to say something or do something, and they do not necessarily have to stringently follow the script. uh, they can say sometimes what pops up, but it has to be in line with their character and the situation in the scene that we are filming. So that's a wonderful thing. So now I'll talk about the editing part that you are handling as well.
So editing can sometimes it can be very tedious.
I would say
Uh,
all the time. It is tedious. It takes a long time.
it can be very, very tedious.
Yeah.
Putting those different scenes together from one scene to the next, labeling them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at coloration. I'm looking at sound. I'm looking at adding certain effects to it to give it that professional projection of image, you might say.
Mm-hmm.
It can be very tedious at times. Yeah, it can be a long during process.
Right. And I know that to come up with a minute of the movie, there are so many. You have three cameras from three different angles. Everybody has to have a microphone, arranging all of that. And I do want to say a very funny incident, something that we don't talk about. That in the last filming, we had microphones in our pocket, and during filming we had an incident, very funny incident, Lonnie.
Yeah.
So and at that time we were not recording, but we had a very funny incident because the fact is, ladies and gentlemen, that everybody has the microphones hidden in their suits or under their clothing, and when the filming actually stops, we are still have the camera Sometimes the camera is on, but most of the times the microphones are on as well. So there is a funny twist in all of the seriousness, in all of the time and efforts that we put in, and there are so many instances where I know Caroline has done a phenomenal job when she hears that she has lost her son. When the police come and say, or even when she knows that she has a son who she didn't know. So these are the instances where you can see these characters pouring their heart out. But apart from that seriousness, there is a lot of fun that we have during the filming. And Lonnie and Carolyn, would you like to share that funny thing?
No.
No.
We're
So
gonna keep
we-
that as inside laundry.
No and no.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll let it have your imagination. play.
So I mean, look, let me go ahead and interject. I have to say this. So sound, when you talk about editing, you know, the sound quality and lighting is important. But I have stressed it, and I have said to everyone, don't say nothing about me.
Oh yeah, he says that every single
Don't say nothing about me.
Yep.
Because we're recording and I can hear you. So don't say anything about me. So if you go somewhere and you do certain things, you got the mic on.
Be careful what you say.
Say.
So
Or do.
so
Say or do, yeah.
so there again, like I said, it's in all seriousness, we have, you know, it's serious. We have a little fun on set, and that's another atmosphere that I enjoy. We got to have some fun doing what we're doing. We got to have some fun, but at the same time, we got to make it real.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as you saw me turning around, we are going to scoot tight because we have over 20 people involved in our acting. So, can you scoot all? And we have two more friends who have joined us, and we are going to have them introduce themselves. Also, Shri, can you see that we have everybody in our frame? So, please come in the frame, Bridget and Grant. So these are two wonderful actors who are joining us. And again, so these are all really good actors who have been a part of the movie, and now they're joining us. So yes, please, Junior, I want you because we have somebody who is also part of the movie. And hey, guess what? I want you to come. Can you sit here? Can get a pillow and you can sit here. Get a pillow. Oh, okay. So we have Bridget, Gaydon, and Grant Parham, three. So please have them also in the frame. Move just a little bit, and also to back, yeah, and to the left. Yes, at least for now, and then we'll get Lonnie also. So Bridget, I have mentioned your name, but quickly tell us about yourself and the character that you play.
Well, I am Bridget Gaydon, and I am playing the assistant chief.
Mm-hmm.
I got this role because I knew Andre. I acted with him in a play called Dare to Dream that we're rebooting now. And I think there was another actress that was actually doing this part, and she was no longer available, so he gave me a call. I had never acted as a police officer, but I am learning from the very best, and I'm really enjoying. I mean, I feel like it's I'm a daycare director, and I work with small kids. You know how they always say when you ask them what they want to be, I want to be this when I grow up. I feel like I really want to be a police chief now when I grow up.
Nice. Okay.
It's hard,
Oh wow!
but
Alright.
it's really fun.
Good. Grant.
I'm Grant Parham III. This is my son Grant IV.
Yes. Yeah.
I played prosecutor James Clark. And how I got the role was Andre and I met in 2020. We was doing another film project. Well, it was a potential film project.
Mm-hmm.
And he called me and said, "Hey, I got a part in my movie I think you'd be good for." I'm like, okay. And so that day to this day, we've been having fun. And doing whatever we can do to make sure that his vision gets to the place where it can be seen by the masses.
Very good. So we were talking, and just when you came in, we were talking about all the fun that we are having, and the last time the fun that we had because the microphones were on. Uh, and and um, and thank you for introducing yourselves, and we appreciate that you're taking time not only for the filming but also coming for this interview on the show today. So my gratitude to all of you. Thank you so much. So we have talked about our characters, and you just mentioned the characters that you play. Talk about what you like about the film. Okay, then you go first.
Well, the film shows different. It has different dynamics. It shows um, parts where you actually see the inner workings of a police station,
Mm-hmm.
but then it also has the personal aspect, the family life. So, I mean, I'm just this is my second season, as we call it, because we know we're gonna have like the 11, 12 coming up.
Oh
So
yeah,
I'm just
absolutely.
I'm still trying to get caught up because it's like a lot of plot twists. So the interesting thing about it is just a roller coaster ride. I mean, you think you figured this part out, but no, here's a spin, here's a plot twist. So it's just interesting to me to follow all the conundrums that are going on in this film.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, as you see, we are all good-looking people, and Andre has introduced one part where I'm drooling on her, so on her character. So
Yes.
right, yeah. So there is fun, there is seriousness, and a whole lot of um, humanity involved. So Grant, tell us your take on what you see in the film.
Well, I've told Andre this before in private. I said that this film seems like a cross between Andy Griffith and In the Heat of the Night, and it's mashed together. And what's to me, this film has a sense of morality. And the thing about it is, like now, you see movies and you don't know what you're getting from it, But when our film, it has definite lines as far as where is the morale, where things are going to be set. Even with some of the characters who do bad things, it's like they still have a conscience and they grapple with why did they do what they did. And in a lot of films now, you're not seeing that. And I think that what we're doing is something that can't be put in any other lane but except a lane by itself. And I think that when people begin to see it even more, they'll begin to. It's going to speak differently to whoever's seeing it. And I think that's what we're looking for.
Very good. And as you see, ladies and gentlemen, Grant Parham the fourth is also a part of the film. He comes to almost every filming. He is there. He sits there for hours and hours together, right? All of us have seen him. And Andre thought about including him in the film as well. So tell us what you play.
Well, I play his son
Uh-huh.
in the movie, and well, it's a little complicated.
Guys, when an adult says it's complicated, they mean it. But when a child says it's complicated, he really means it. And he has been given some dialogues. He's not there all the time in the entire movie, but he comes up. His name is mentioned, and whenever he's acting, the lines that have been given to him, the character that he portrays in the film is phenomenal. So that goes back to script writing and the good ideas that pop into Andre's mind. So we are going to be talking to each and every single individual about them, who they are as humans, because you see how bonded we are, because the way we have come together in this film as playing so many characters for over 2 years almost is something that has bonded us. And sometimes we meet every weekend, sometimes very rarely on weeknights, but definitely on weekends. And it can be maybe after a gap of 2 or 3 weeks, but we have been meeting regularly, and we have found a bond between us, and that makes us feel that It is us. It's we. That this is a project that we have put our hearts and soul into it, and with the brainchild of Andre, it has been success and 137 awards. Uh, we have mentioned this. It is something for each and every one to be proud of. But Andre, could you speak on that about the awards?
So the awards, they're in many different categories.
Mhm.
Um, best feature film, best short film, best first time director. There are even some of the actors and actresses that are in the film. They have been selected for some awards. I don't know the specific names of them, but many times when they do win the awards, I would send them a copy of the certificate. It's probably 5 or 6 thousand film festivals, and
Throughout the world.
throughout the world, and I've entered the film in many over 200 film festivals. And to our credit, we have, like I said, about 137 awards right now. And every single day, when I check my email, I'm getting a request to submit a film to a film festival. And I can't submit them to all of them,
Right.
but many of them I have chose to do that because I want I want them to get what they can out of it just as well as myself. And I can't emphasize it enough and stress it enough. I can't do it without them.
Mhm.
I can't do it without them. So this is a collective effort on all of our parts. I think that it will go a long way. There are some things that I'm looking to do when I do complete it this year. And come January, probably middle of January, we're going to have our part 3 showing at the Malco.
Very good.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, and for viewers who are outside the country, Malco is a big uh, theater where, I mean, a company that has theaters all over the nation. And having a movie screen at one of these theaters is also an accomplishment in one way. And Andre has done that. We are really and truly happy to be a part of this journey. But before we can go into our individual things, Lonnie, I would like to start with you. Lonnie, please share, and each one of you, I would like you to say something that you would like to share, something from your perspective. Is there something that you would like to say about your involvement, not only as a character itself, but also in terms of you as an individual being part of this
Well, besides the blooper that took place, since you were so kindly to bring that out. Look, throughout this community of theater, it's always been a draw to me when so many years back, when another gentleman introduced it to me. And it appears, that led from one project to another project to another project. And one of the additional things that I take from it is not only just doing the project, but you said it. You're meeting wonderful people throughout. And that's another a driving force that continue to allow you to see others' art and their creativity that they bring, to the stage. So I'm always just intrigued about what theater is all about, what doing films now is all about, and it just keep me on a high, to be a part of this right here. And my family, they know me from doing this and so many others, and this is something that to keep it in my repertoire is just something that I just love doing. And God has really just poured in me, so many of you and so many others who have been a part of my life, and it just create a nice life for yourself. because there's so much negativity that goes on, in the world, in our communities, and things of this nature. And to be able to have something like this right here to keep us uplifted, is such a positive move. So I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for being here.
That is so beautiful, Otlani. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts.
Absolutely.
Carolyn?
Well, I'm like Lonnie. I think my movements from way back
Mm-hmm.
and all of the movies that I've been in that I've only had a part of an extra, and you were mentioning how you film 14, 15, 16 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else ends up in the movie and you don't. And you've worked really hard. But I think all of those things are the 101
Mm-hmm.
to getting to a place like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the more we do this, the more I keep saying, okay, I've got projects of my own that I'm working on, family, business, all of these other things. But because I think of who Andre is,
Mm-hmm.
and as Lonnie said before, his work ethic,
Mm-hmm.
his drive,
Mm-hmm.
he's very driven. When we come in, there's no playing around. He's ready to get down to business.
Mm-hmm.
I've even been getting a snippet of learning the cameras and being able to get in there to assist. Because if I'm going to be here anyway,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm hanging around on someone else's set, I'm just sitting there all
Right.
day long. But the least I can do, since I love Andre and, the way we all work together as a family,
Mm-hmm.
I see Grant and little Grant and everybody working to you helping with the camera. I say, hey, that's a niche I can get into.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about. So every time we come in, if I make mess ups, then Andre correct them. But I am learning. He tells us all of the parts. We gather around, and I see more people gathering around
Mm-hmm.
to see where else
Mm-hmm.
they can help, because it's not just only acting. If I know multiple parts, just like any business, I secure my place in the thing more
Yeah.
than me just knowing how to do one thing. If I know many different things, it just and then not only that, it helps and assists him because he puts his time in, his money in. Yes, I come and volunteer, but I'm not putting any money in
Mm-hmm.
other than buying tickets or something like that.
Right.
But as a person, I am so happy to see, or on tiptoes to
Mm-hmm.
see where God is going to carry us. Because I say it again, keep in mind Tyler Perry. Who are the people who are in all of his films, almost?
Mm-hmm.
The people that he set around the table and began
Mm-hmm.
with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think, and no, because this man keeps saying that in everything, put God 1st.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to always be a winner.
Yeah. Yeah. Andre?
What?
Your thoughts. I would like you to talk about
My
about
thoughts.
the film. Yeah.
My thoughts. I mean, they're saying it all. It's not too much that I can say. But this is that anybody that comes there, they gonna get some showtime.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Be patient. My mind is always constantly working 2 or 3 days ahead before y'all even get there. And I'm sitting here thinking, how can I put this and this and this and this and this and this together?
Mm-hmm.
I got something in mind for you. I've told her that. So I'm always thinking. And there again, like I said, I appreciate everybody, every single one of you for
Mm-hmm.
what you've done, because I know what you have to give up to be there on Saturdays or Sundays. And to my sister right here, um, Carolyn, and my brother here, who I fuss at sometimes, and I tell them all the time. I tell them, and you know better. I know you know, because it's because of you that I'm doing what I'm doing, because I came and watched you. So we go through those things right there sometime. But a lot of y'all are continuously coming through, and I thank God for you. Little Grant right here, he's on the set and he's drawing.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at him and I said, wait a minute. Somebody didn't show up or something. Something happened. And I saw him. My mind got to roll and I said, I got something for you since you're here. So that's how he began to become the son. And that's actually his father in real life.
In real life, yes.
Yes. So I'm a thinking person when we're on the set and before the set and after the set. But guess what? I want to make it look good. I want it to be good for the audience. I want it to be good for you. I want you to look and say, man, you know, I'm glad I was here today. I'm glad I came. I'm glad I'm a part of it. This is serious business for me. Okay. So let's just keep moving. Let's just keep pushing. Let's keep driving. And let's just continue to keep God first. And we keep God in the middle. We keep him all around. Okay. Let's just keep moving.
All right. Thank you. Ben?
Okay. So I remember meeting Andre years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working in sanitation, and I just come pick up the trash. And him and his wife he used to be so nice to give me Gatorade and stuff. No, just happy to do it, Gatorade and water. And I think I was just starting to act around that time too. I started with Brown Baptist acting,
Okay.
doing the Christmas program,
Mm.
and that's where I met Lonnie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was the king. He was a king in one of the plays.
Yeah.
So I had been acting, and then I was gonna buy a ticket to Chief One,
Yeah.
and I was telling him that if he need anything,
Yeah.
just give me a call. And so later on he said, I got somebody for you. He was excited about it. I got somebody for you. You gonna be Sweet Money Man. And then when he was telling me about Sweet Money Mac, and I had just done a 70s 80s event last year, where it was, I named it Good Times the Next Chapter, where I got characters from Good Time and the Mac and combined it into one story. And the character I was, it was Willie Lee West, and I was thinking because I had a character, but I didn't know who he was gonna be until I played him in my 70s event. So that was Willie Lee West.
Wow.
And then the character that he gave me, Sweet Money Mac, that's him. That's him. And so when he tell me about it, and he just tell me what his character is and what's going on, it makes it so easy to do the part because he just telling me about it. We just come up with the lines and just make it in me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so easy.
Yeah.
It's so easy. Each time we film, getting my lines right there.
Yeah. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You Joan?
When I first came, I didn't really have a lot of experience, but from the first time that I came and stepped out onto a shoot, I felt, I don't know if like he said, an anointing, but I felt like I was in my elements. It was very easy for me. And even if I just got a little teeny weeny bit of a part, I love being on the set. I don't care if I'm there 4 or 5 hours and I just have a teeny bit to say. I'm observing and I'm watching everybody else. And like Miss Carolyn say, I like to look on the videos and see how I can improve. I retired and I asked the Lord to give me some things to do that I like doing just because I like doing. And I'm playing the clarinet. I'm learning my Spanish. And I always wanted to do acting, and I am really loving it. Just love being on the set learning. Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you. And of course, I want to highlight some things that have not been mentioned. That when we play these characters on screen, when you look at the movie, when you look at even a small snippet of it, you will say, oh, these are detectives. Oh, these are FBI agents. These are the police. You can see that. because we are in uniform and we have everything on us that depicts that we are the character who we are playing, because Andre has taken time and efforts to get all of us in that thing. I mean, sometimes we come in as a detective playing wearing this suit, but we have a badge. The badge goes on a chain. That is professional. The badge has been designed professionally, and it has been made professionally. We also have the backdrop of the police department logo on the back of the shoot that we have, and it is at many places. It is on one folder too. On a portfolio, you have it printed.
Yeah, that's a
And
notebook that I have.
notebook, right?
Yeah.
That he as a chief carries. He has a uniform that is very well for the chief of the police department, and now the sheriff's department, that like the city and the county have now become one. Then we have the guns that are so real. I mean, in fact, when we handle those guns, we know it is real. We have holsters that are real. We have walkie talkies that go along with it. And trust me when I say this, that we are heavier because of all the things that we have to put on us, right? So all the props that go on us, and sometimes we have just pistols, and sometimes we have really like AR 47, all those kinds of armament, and it is really good. Even the the co-chief also has a wonderful uniform. But when we go to the movie set, it has been an hour or two that Andre has been there, who has established the entire area, who has brought in huge boxes full of stuff, and he has prepared the scene, and he has gotten ready. He has the lights in place, he has the cameras in place, he has powered the camera batteries, he has powered the microphones and everything. So it is a pleasure to be there. So we are spending 4 or 5 hours, but he obviously is spending a whole lot. So that is one of the things, or many things, that when we watch a movie or we just watch the play, we know, oh, they are doing this. But behind the scenes, there is a whole lot going on, ladies and gentlemen. And you need to be a part of every single thing that happens in life to know what it takes to be a success, what the time, the efforts, and everything, the heart and soul that is put into a project. We are experiencing that, and that is why all of us are so happy to be part of this project. So, Bridget, let's have your take.
I was gonna start off by asking you what was the initial question
Okay.
because you wanted us to.
Sure. So
Okay.
talk about what you have received, what you feel about everything that the movie, since you have been part of it.
Well, there are three things I guess that I can. The first thing is that putting on that uniform, to go back to what you were stating. I told Andre one day I really appreciate and respect officers because it takes at least 20 minutes to get every button fastened,
Yeah.
to get the boots on. But he kind of shortcutted it and put my holster and all these things together where I don't have to. But to actually, and even on a hot day, I mean, to wear that uniform for 8 to 9 hours, I really have an appreciation for that
Oh my
uniform. And
goodness.
when I'm in it, I try to appreciate. I try to look the part. I try to act the part. But another thing I wanted to say about Andre is that he is a professional and he's in this business. So I called him the other day and I was asking him about a situation, and he said, "What you, a lot of lay people don't know is that a police department has this in place. They have 2 or 3 backups. They have this, but you all don't know that. So a lot of times when directors are in a scene or playing a scene, they don't really live that scene, but he has the actual real life experience to impart to us. And another thing is he allows us to be creative. There's been times when all of us, I think, have been working on a scene and we might say, Andre, I think it'll be better if I say this, or let's do this. And he allows us to be creative too as actors, and I like that. It's just not him directing us and
Impromptu.
telling us,
Yeah.
I want you to do
Yeah.
this. So he allows us to have some input. And I really like that because, I mean, I'm a comedian at heart. A lot of people don't know that. I know I look
believe
serious,
it.
but I'm really a comedian at heart. And sometimes he allows me to be funny, you know, just, do my thing. But I appreciate that. And I really, Miss Carolyn, you know, just to know the people that are in this movie, she's somebody. The people of Memphis, she is really somebody.
She
And I'm
is,
just
she
glad
is,
to be
yeah.
a part of, you know,
Lonnie.
to know y'all. I mean,
Yeah.
this lady right here, when I first met her, she was a homeless person.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Look at this lady. And you, Sweet Willie Mae. You don't look like that on the set. I'm like, y'all have transformed. I mean, the transformation is real.
Yes, it
Anyway,
is.
I'm not a talker.
I can
I'm not a
tell.
talker. I'm a
I
writer.
can tell. Okay. So now talking about the uniform, I want to say that in real life, whether anybody is military or police, whatever uniform somebody wears, when we see that, always for us as a common man, a person in uniform, we have respect.
Yeah.
But there is also some part of that, oh man, he looks sexy. Right? For women, yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you. And then when a woman wears a uniform, from a man's perspective, that is sexy too. So, yeah, hey, there you go. So, we talked about Andre giving me a role that, hey, or a very small scene that I'm drooling over you. Right? Okay, so now, and you're talking about how you enjoy wearing that uniform and the respect. So there are so many aspects of that, the character that we play. Sometimes there are so many aspects, and I'm so glad and grateful to you for bringing out those. Grant, what are the things that you would like to share?
Well, I can say this that a lot of people don't know. Andre has a unique ability to. He can see things in you can't see in yourself. Even when you're doubting, like he said, "Hey, I need you to do this." You like, "Oh, I don't know." He's like, "No, really." And then he'll make it so easy. And then when you finally do it, you like, wow, you learned another thing about yourself you didn't know. Now, for me, I've done acting in school, middle school, um, then outside of that. And actually, I was on a film project probably about 22 years ago. One of our other members, uh, Ben, he was on. We were on the set on the same time. We was in the same movie. But that's where I knew him from.
Okay.
So when I saw him on the set, I said, "Hey, I know you." And then he's like, "Oh wow!" So now here, 22 years later, doing the same thing. So during that time, that's when I learned how to work some aspects of the camera, head height room, make sure, I learned some of that stuff. So when Andre started filming, he would be short and he needed the help. I was like, okay. And I was terrified because I'm like, this is a big deal. This is like his baby. And he's like, hey, can you help? And I'm just like, okay. Like, and Carolyn was right. First few times, you'll hear like, okay, next time, turn the camera on or whatever.
Take the millions out.
And then naturally, I'm an artist by trained artist. I went to art school.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely.
so-
This is something I want to pause here and say that he is a beautiful artist, a very, accomplished artist, and he has designed many things, including the logo that you see in the movie. Apart from that, we have also displayed your art as part of scenes in the movie as well.
Yeah, and how the patch even came about, Andre and I was talking, and he was like saying, "Man, I just wanted to be different." And he was like, he said he wanted a canine, he wanted an eagle, and he told me the colors he wanted. He said, just go for it. I said, okay. So I just started doing research on different police patches all over the country, and then I started putting some things together. I was like, so the first initial draft, I said, Andre, what do you think about that? He's like, man. He said, yeah, and that's how it all started. Then for the FBI unit, which was really tough because we wanted, our FBI is Felony Bureau of Integrity. And so
Yeah, the FBI is named different, not the Federal Bureau of Investigation, but the Felony Bureau of Integrity.
And so what I did, I looked at the our government FBI,
Mhm.
and I looked at their logo. Then I looked at what we were trying to do, and then that's how it came. And now I'm
Mhm.
working on the badge for the sheriff department,
Mhm.
and so it's almost done.
Okay.
Wonderful.
And so thank you for that. So
Great
that's an
job.
extra thing. I also want to highlight that Grant also goes behind the camera, and he is one of those handling one of those three cameras, and he does a phenomenal job. There are so many angles that we want to cover, and he does that wonderfully. At times, when Andre is not in the scene, then he's behind one of those cameras. At times he's handling the gimbal, and sometimes we are there, of course, but we see it is not all that easy. It comes together as, oh wow, beautiful, but the time and efforts that are being put into all of that are really incredible.
And remember, here's the other thing. And remember, sometimes depending on the
Sure.
availability of the actors, we have to change the scene. And that's another thing I don't think
Uh-huh.
people realize. Andre can, in his head, just change
Stop.
on the spot, and like, hey, we got to change this and do it this way.
Mhm.
And so a lot of times we can have everything set up right, the
Mhm.
cameras and this and that.
Mhm.
We can have a technical issue that gives us a little
Yeah.
puts us back a little bit as far as time goes, but that's another unique talent that he has
Yeah.
to be able just to rechange things in his
Right.
head
Stop.
and go in a whole nother direction.
Yeah. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you see, this is getting really exciting. We are really happy, and some more characters have showed up because, again, everybody has so many things going on, and just a few members now. We increased by two, and now increased by some more. So as you can see, everybody is here. Not everybody, but still some more people are there. So we are going to pause and have them included as well.